Welcome to another Down the Rabbit Hole video. Going to compare a couple of different candies, and you would think, okay, well, you're just doing that for fun. Not so much for me. This might be a little bit unpleasant, hypothetically. Obviously going to try some Smarties compared to some M&ms. Now, I love Smarties, had them for years. Going to really look forward to this because I know Smarties very well. But M&ms and I have had a history. The problem is that I have a nut allergy, and I know that I've been to events or like birthday parties and stuff and reached into a bowl of M&Ms thinking they were Smarties, because to a very quick, untrained eye, if you're not looking for the little logo, you would think that they're just Smarties. And I remember reaching into a bowl for them and chomping down and getting my sort of gross knee-jerk reaction anytime I have nuts. And I was wondering, does that mean that M&Ms come in a mixed bag? And that must have been what I had. So my plan originally here was to just have M&Ms and see, do I actually, is it like a Russian roulette for me? Sometimes I eat a nut, sometimes I eat a chocolate. But my wife is pointing out, no, they've only ever come in just the chocolate ones or just the peanut ones. And we're talking, my first experience was back when I was a kid, way back before any of the nut allergy thing was a well-known phenomenon, and you didn't have Mars sort of preparing all of their candies in one factory that had no peanuts near it at all. So I had thought to myself, well, clearly when I was a kid, they would just throw the nut ones and the chocolate ones together. My wife was like, nope, no, they don't, for sure. All right, so then in that case, instead of me doing a Russian roulette of just grabbing into a bag of M&Ms and seeing what we get and maybe having to use the old EpiPen, what I've decided to do instead is let's just have M&Ms, the chocolate ones, and compare them to the Smarties. So let's do that here. Just going to pour a bunch of each into a bowl that I have prepared here. Versus M&Ms. Okay, now, yeah, you can sort of see they have very similar colors, although now that I look at them, M&Ms are more vibrant. Like the orange for the Smartie is a little pale. It's not probably going to come out in camera there, but the orange for the M&Ms is really bright, much, much brighter. So, and of course you've got the little M logo, and these guys are smaller. Smarties tend to be almost the size of like a dime here in Canada. These things are way smaller. Almost like somebody took a Tic Tac and kind of squashed it. Okay, well, on the subject of the orange, let's have that then. So an orange Smartie. Yes, very pleasant. The taste of my youth. And now an orange M&M. I haven't had one of these since that experience as a kid, so this is 30, 40 years, probably 40 years I haven't had an M&M. Oh, wow. Okay. That's, yeah, that's actually quite nice. The M&M has more of a fruity kind of a flavor to it, almost like a raisin, which reminds me of a good old Glossettes raisins. Anybody remember those? Another chocolate-covered thing that I think they would put both the raisins and the peanuts together in the same pack. Maybe I should look for that, Glossettes. But no, M&M's is actually, it's got a more, juicier flavor, a little more, almost spicy flavor. Yeah, that's a lot more in your face than, say, Smarties, which are kind of more of a conservative, relaxed kind of a flavor. Or no, actually, you know what it is? Imagine these two are mathematical bell curves. M&Ms have the kind of the loop is in the top, is in the center, sorry, is what I mean. The bell curve is in the center with M&Ms. The flavor is right there and is very full-bodied. With Smarties, it's like an inverse bell curve where the flavor is kind of on the edges and the center of the flavor experience is a little lacking or more plateaued. Yeah, so Smarties are actually more even keel across the board. And M&Ms are a real punch of flavor, but then they go away. Let's try a yellow one in comparison. Yeah, the yellow Smartie has a lemony flavor to it, but it's still very even keeled. A yellow M&M, definitely still more fruity, but what I find interesting here, I don't know that the yellow tasted any different from the orange. Let's try a blue. You know, it's almost to me, and maybe everybody knows this, again, my experience with M&Ms is limited. It's almost like every color of M&Ms tastes exactly the same. Let's get a blue, a red, and a green. And I'm going to see if these guys taste any different from each other, because I have a feeling they're all exactly the same flavor. You know what? I really can't tell the difference between those three different colors. Let's try same thing again with Smarties. We're going to have a green, a blue-ish. Well, is that blue? Almost purple. Oh, there's a blue. Okay, blue. And when I eat my Smarties, I do eat the red ones last. But for this sake, let's try these out. Kind of difficult to say. Maybe just because I have a lot of chocolate in my mouth now. I would almost argue Smarties have slightly different flavors from each other, whereas to me it seems like M&Ms are exactly the same right across the board. But this one has the bell curve of flavor. This one is sort of more even-keeled, plateaued version. They're both very nice. Very good. I'm very glad I can have M&Ms again because, as I say, I went through most of my youth thinking if I reach into this bag, it's either going to be a chocolate or there could be a chocolate-covered nut. And because of my nut allergy, I avoided these like the plague for ages. But now I've discovered, no, they are perfectly fine for me to have. And I think I still like Smarties. Now that is nostalgia. I always knew they were safe for me to consume. But M&Ms are, well, they're on the menu now. I can actually have them next time I go to something. Interesting. All right. Well, until next time, we'll see you down the rabbit hole.